The Lakers are heating it up on their way to the finals. I can feel it, can you? And so are some of the Torrance teams. Let's check out some playoff action. The Tartars Baseball Club got it going on in the first round, along with a new postseason philosophy. And the Spartans take their strong bullpen to a CIF wildcard game. Do they pull an ace? In softball, are the Lady Tartars still on a win streak in the playoffs? And on the volleyball court, the semifinals find Pioneer League rivals North and South battling it out. The El Camino baseball team travels to Fresno for the state tourney, and we've got the highlights for you. Torrance athletes and fans, you know this is the only place to see your face on TV, so it's time to get fired up because the Sports Desk starts right now. Hello, this is the Sports Desk, and I'm Bonnie Prickitt. Sit back and join us for a ride down the CIF lane, where we'll see diamonds first. The Torrance Tartars aren't thinking about last year's playoff story and all of the starting senior power they had. Oh no, they're focusing on keeping it real this time around. El Segundo was their only Pioneer League loss, and that stung them pretty bad. Ollie Turner's bunt shows the Sports Desk and Victor Valley how it's done. It's all brought to you by Brendan Ortega.
Torrance began their quest back to the CIF Finals as they hosted Victor Valley. Josh Mangura took the mound for the Tartars, and he was feeling confident coming into the game. Top first now with one runner on and no outs in the game. Mangura gets some outstanding help from his defense. Trent Gilbert makes quite possibly one of the best plays of the year. Coming from second, he makes a behind-the-back throw. Ivan Dominguez makes the tough scoop. An instant classic for the Sports Desk highlights for sure. Josh Mangura had himself a pretty good game. He gets Mark Lopez striking out right there, and the senior was dealing. The Tartars' offense was clicking right away. Trent Gilbert, along with his handy glove work, sends a beamer into center field, and that's good for a double. Rafael Ramirez makes his way home all the way from second. Marvin Flores gets in on the action in the third inning. He sends a long ground ball to short, and that's good for a single. Angelo Gums would score as Flores is safe at first. Mangura was first to admit after the game that he didn't have his best stuff, but his defense backed him up as Trent Gilbert makes a tough play at second. Gilbert had an outstanding game as he did both on offense and defense for the Tartars. Bottom five now, Miller Olsen at the dish. He sends a RBI single into the outfield. That's good for another run. Marvin Flores scores this one for the Tartars, and the Tartars will go up 5-1 at the end of 5. Freddie Jung relieves Mangura, and Jung was dealing as usual. Jung gets Michael Martinez to stare down the off-speed pitch. Ooh, right down the middle. That is nice. Jung and Rafael Ramirez would hold the Jackrabbits scoreless. In the final 2 innings, Tartars prevail 6-1 in the first round game. Coach Turner and his players know there's still much more work to be done to get back to the finals.
He knew he's got to throw strikes and we're going to make plays. I think the second baseman made a great play on the bunt in the first inning. I don't know if we turned any double plays, but I don't think we made any errors either.
Right, well, you know, I just try to get the fastball over, try to do my best. The breaking ball wasn't really there today, but I have another pitch, the changeup, so I threw that in there and got him off balance a little bit.
The Tartars are pleased with their first round victory, but Coach Turner will make sure they're not too overconfident in the next round.
Well, this year wasn't hard. We lost the league. They got a little overconfident. We all did, I think, and then we blew the league, came in second place. So right now we're pretty grounded. We know we got to be better than that. We are better than that. So we want to try to put it all together at the right time if we can.
Thanks, Brandon. Torrance pitchers combined to give up only 1 run. Josh Mangura had another good outing for the Tartars. Torrance travels to Anaheim to face Savannah in their second round game this week, and we'll have highlights on the next week's Sports Desk. The Spartans brand of quick small ball got them through most of their winning season. With undefeated El Segundo atop the league and the Tartars in second place, the third place Spartans found themselves in a wild card position. This doesn't happen very much, but their division was jam-packed, so the Spartans put their deep bullpen to the test against Calvary Chapel, and Kevin Figures punches this one in for the Sports Desk.
The South Spartans look to start the postseason off on a high note in their matchup against Calvary Chapel, after dropping their final 2 games of the regular season. Starting pitcher Aki Yamamoto starts things off right for the Spartans as he induces this double play to end the top of the first inning, and then strikes out the side here in the top of the second. The Spartans catch a break in the bottom of the second inning after this ground ball by Jax Carpetti bounces off of second base and over the glove of the shortstop, putting runners on the corners with just one out. And that would set up Charlie Connell, who would give South an early 1-0 lead with this RBI single up the middle. Even as Gunnar Johnson is striking out, South keeps the pressure on, executing this double steal to move both runners into scoring position. And their aggressiveness would pay off as Ryan Carmona slaps this single to right field, giving South a 3-0 lead. And the Spartans weren't done yet. After Ryan Carmona would steal second base, Rex Calkins knocks him home, giving South a 4-0 lead heading into the third inning. But Calvary Chapel would fight back, scoring 3 runs in the top of the third inning, including one on this RBI single up the middle. However, the Spartans would remain aggressive as Scott Matthews would lead off the bottom of the third with a bunt single. South would keep the pressure on as they send Scott Matthews on a hit and run call, scoring him from first base on this Charlie Connell single. Even though Connell is thrown out trying to reach second base, South takes a 5-3 lead. We move to the top of the 7th inning, with South still clinging to a 5-4 lead and Spartans closer Ryan Carmona on the mound, and he will display his dominance early in the inning as he strikes out this batter looking with just one more out needed to advance in the postseason. However, Carmona would hit the next batter, placing the tying run on first base. And how does that old cliche go? Walks always come back to cost you, and it definitely did here, as Ryan Carmona gives up this double into the left center field gap, allowing the Eagles to tie the game at 5 apiece, much to the chagrin of the home crowd, and much to the delight of the out-of-towners over there. Yeah, that's them right there. And with the Spartans going quietly in the bottom of the 7th inning, this game would go into extras tied at 5. South had a great opportunity to win the contest in the 8th inning, after Dylan Tobin moved to second base on a wild pitch, and later in the inning stole third base, with Ryan Carmona coming to the plate. However, Carmona would strike out swinging, ending the scoring threat for the Spartans. The game unraveled for South in the 10th inning, after this fly ball is dropped in center field, allowing the runner to reach first base safely. The runner would move up to second base on a wild pitch, and would eventually score on this base hit to left field, giving Calvary their first lead of the game at 6-5. With Charlie Connell at the plate in the bottom of the 10th inning, South was down to their final out. He gets good contact on this one but hits it right to the third baseman, ending the game as well as the Spartan season. Although the season ended with a home playoff loss, the Spartans have nothing to be ashamed of, as Coach Grady Sane expressed how proud of them he was after the game. Although they'll be losing 5 seniors off of their roster, South will be returning key sophomores Matt Bunch and Scott Matthews as they look to return to the postseason next year. Reporting for the Sports Desk, I'm Kevin Figures.
Thanks, Kevin, for the highlights. The Spartans definitely made a play for the postseason, but Charlie Connell's 2 hits and 2 ribbies didn't make enough of a dent. As a team, South left 9 runners on base in this game. They finished, though, with an overall 19-9 record, all the while looking forward to next year's season. Congrats definitely goes out to all of the teams that put forth their best effort. We'll, of course, follow the Tartars for you. What's coming up next? Well, this softball team at Torrance that remains undefeated, and it's not just the ace on the mound that's helping them win either. Stay tuned for more.
You can protect yourself from the flu by taking